Hey guys, this time on Deep Junk, I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to start off different anyway. The car we've got today is a Hot Wheels Holden Commodore SS, I believe. It's well, how do they call it? A VT. I imagine this car would be right around a 99 or a 2000. Let's see. It says SS Commodore VT, and it does have a 2000 trademark on it, so yeah, 99 or 2000. I pulled this car apart and had done a video on it the first time, just doing a checking it out and checking out the parts and stuff. And I run it back, and man, I was cussing like a sailor in that one. Drunken sailor. That would have been just Beep City. So, and I wasn't drunk either, so. This one's been in the stripper. It's got some casting marks. I'll tell you right off, I know almost nothing about Holden's, but the Australian cars. Other than it's a GM product. This one had tampos on it that looked like it might have been, they had it looking like it was, well, it was a race series, V8 supercars, I think, something along that line. It's got an interior that's caged up. There's their drivers on the passenger side. But you could get some good detail in there picking it out, except the windows in this car are super damn dark, and it's got all four doors, windows up, and the windshield and back window. These windows also fit in, and the sides kind of pop out and help hold it in. I was thinking maybe if I could cut the front door glass out of it. Your posts are still on the glass there, and if I could trim those out, the front windows, it would allow you to see a little bit of detail inside. And what else we got? We've got the spoiler is a plastic rear spoiler. Fits up in those two slots up top, the deck lid. And I mean, overall, it's got some decent details that can be picked out and done. That exhaust, the engine, the manual transmission in it, differential back there. Apologize that you didn't see it with the factory paint on it. I'll drop in some pictures, but yeah, we'll get this body cleaned up, and I'm gonna have to go back to school here real quick and check these cars out and see what kind of detail was what, and we'll get on with building something kind of cool here. Stand by. Alrighty, get a little cutting and killing on the glass for the Holden Commodore. Took that window out. It's very hard to get that stuff clean. I'll have to run some sandpaper up through there. But I left the pillar behind it. Do the other side. That ought to be good to look in and see a little detail anyways. Okie doke. Alrighty guys, we got the Commodore is stripped. It just needs a little bit more body work, a little bit more love. Smooth some things out, and I did get those windows. As you saw, I cut those windows down. so that the front doors are opened. The glass is opened up there, so you can get a little better look inside. We'll have the body cleaned up real good and ready for paint. I'm not going to go with a race car so much on this. It'll have the spoiler and, you know, the exhaust and such, but I'm thinking more of a streetable version, and I'm going to try to get a color that resembles a factory color on one of these cars, so stay tuned. Alrighty, on our Holden Commodore out of paint. It's looking pretty good. I'm going to put in some black in the grill areas here. Do a little detail, a little trim. I was just doing the interior pieces, and it's got a roll cage in it. I tend to do I did a lot of 25th scale model cars before I started doing the Hot Wheels and that, and I'd always carry what I know from drag racing into the details of the models, with roll cage construction, stuff like that. And I say this that come up the other day, I just saw it again. The racetrack around here, 8th Mile drag strip, the local track, is probably 15 minutes from the house, 20 if you're in hefty traffic. Their rules are a little bit lax, I would say. They'll favor you if you're one of the good old boys who races there a lot. You know, some good old boy kind of stuff going on. But there is a gentleman running a Fox chassis, Fox body Mustang hatchback. In NHRA rules, well, I'm not sure what rules they go by, but NHRA rules, I usually, you know, take that into consideration. State that in a car that has like a hatchback, where you have your fuel cell and your battery box open to the passenger compartment, you have to make a firewall. And there's a lot of people who weren't doing that, and one gentleman in particular, I was looking at his car, and I noticed that he was using Space Saver spares on the front as front runners. Now here's the thing, Lincoln's used a aluminum spare wheel, and a lot of guys would use those as front runners and polish them up. Nothing wrong with the rim, except the tire is only rated to, what, 65 miles an hour? And these guys run through the 8th Mile traps at around 90, and they're doing that all day long, heating them up, cooling it down, heating it up, cooling it down. An emergency use only type of tire. Get some here on this windows on this pillar. So, at any rate, somebody else was standing there and even said to this guy, you know, about using the Space Saver spares, and he went off and said the exact same thing I did about the wheel. The wheel's aluminum, and then he said, yeah, but what about the tire? Well, that wasn't a big problem. They just put that on there to cover their ass, you know? Know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? So, under the hood of this guy's car was about 10 miles of rubber hose on the fuel line, and it was a hatchback, and the battery box is open to the cabin in the back. It was not vented outside of the car. The fuel cell was right there in the back, not vented to the outside of the car. So I wish the guy good luck. What reminded me was I was working on this car and the roll cage and stuff in it. And then I just seen that the car on a trailer, a Mercury Capri, same Fox Mercury Capri with a pair of those hillbilly front runners on them. Alrighty, back with the Commodore. We've got a little bit of aluminum on the base here, and the transmission, the exhaust, the headers, and the collectors on out to the side dumps there. We've got a little bit of aluminum on those drive shafts, so I'll put a little bit of black in here to offset the black of the plastic. Right up here at the oil pan. You know, that's actually an LS motor, LS1. That should be aluminum too. Yeah, I won't do that. I'll do that on aluminum also. Yeah, I'll do the control arms up here just to break it up. I hope, I'm not really looking, I have this thing turned around so I can see. I have to move in and out of the picture in that because I'm blind as a bat trying to do this, and it doesn't make it real good for you guys to see what I'm doing. Trying to work out different angles and different places to put the camera, different things for me to do to get you guys more of a view of what's going on. I'll tell you, we are looking at moving, and better lighting is what I've been screaming to myself. One thing that I need. I put another little work area together, there will be plenty of that. It's like now it's almost kind of too late to think about it here. There was an offer went in on a house, and about the time I start redoing things down here, they'll accept the offer and it'll be time to move. I think I'm going to move down to Australia with you guys down under there. You got, seems like some good beer and V8 cars. Hell, any place that puts on an event like the Summer Nats, that's on my bucket list right there. Regular Bob has to go to Summer Nats. And I'm going to take George and Keith with me. A couple of you other guys. We'll head down under for a while. Alrighty guys, got our sub-assemblies ready to go together on the Holden. We've got base all painted up, exhaust, transmission, oil pan, differential, front control arms, lower control arms and such. Ready to roll. Got a roll cage, dashboard, seat in there. Picked out some detail. I hope with that silver on the bottom we'll be able to see a little something in there. Kind of keep it light. And the body, the windows are in there, and we've got, like I said, I cut out the side glass there so we can get in and see a little bit. So we'll put it together and see what we get. Okay guys, our Holden SS Commodore is complete. I like this car. I guess I like it a lot. Let's just put it that way. I like it a lot. If I were going to Australia, this is what I would be driving. Somewhere between a race car, the supercar, the V8 supercars, and maybe one of those badass rides they blow the rear tires off of at Summer Nats. Not so much screw blower hanging up out of the hood, but a couple twin turbos, you know, tucked under the hood, but we still have a good amount of rubber on the back, a wing and front fascia just to be cool, because, you know, gotta be cool. And the color, I chose the color because of this ad, insert ad here, right here. So that's where the idea for the color came from. This thing, I enjoyed the build. It was really clean to start with. It was, you know, was not a bad car, and the glass and everything was in good shape. So it wasn't all banged up. The casting, you know, was in really good shape considering its age and being just a mainline car. So yeah, the windows, then I had cut those out, and we could see in past that dark windshield, and that there is some detail in there between losing the front door glass and making the silver in the interior on the floor, and that it shows up a little bit more of what's going on in there. Our Goodyear's out back just waiting to be boiled off. Our detail underneath, our oil pan, transmission headers, back to collectors and the dumps, the drive shafts, back to the differential back there. It's looking tidy, looking good. Pretty clean up front. Some big up there. Some more rubber around this side because, well, you know, just because. I had a lot of fun building this car, and like I said, I hit on that ad, and that was it for the color. I fell in love with that color. We should go, a bunch of us should get together and go down to Australia and check out Summer Nats down there. That'd be awesome. I rambled on in this video long enough, guys. I apologize. There was some gratuitous ramblings of me, my wit and banter. The police love my wit and banter so much, and it's good at parties, but it's not good for long videos. So I'm gonna cut this off right here. I hope you enjoyed watching the build on this one. I appreciate everyone, subscribers, old and new. If you're just stopping in to check it out, hit the like and subscribe, but appreciate it. We have 2 builds coming up here. I will drop in some information right here on the 12th, October 12th. We are doing the Paint It Pink Challenge. It is just it goes along with Breast Cancer Awareness Month, which is October, but the idea behind the build is to just incorporate pink into your build. The car's color is pink. It's got a pink stripe, pink spectra flame, whatever, and those will be dropping October 12th. October 30th, Devil's Details Diecast, his build is going to be the Halloween build, I guess we're calling it. There's 5 or 6 of us with Skull Crushers who are building those as a base of our project. We will drop those videos on October 30th, and everyone else is can build along. Just he asked that you not use a skull crusher. You can build anything else Halloween themed and drop it on October 30th. The 31st, I'm going to take all the people who comment on my video, and I'm going to put them in the random picker and pick someone out to win the car. The other guys are doing the same, so if you go around and comment and check out everybody's page and their builds, you can comment and up your chances of winning a skull crusher. Again, that's October 30th, the videos hit, and the 31st when we pick the winners. So that's about it, guys. I appreciate y'all for stopping by and hanging out. Again, thanks so much, and we'll see you guys on the next one.